and girls, welcome back to another video. Today we're checking out the Squier Classic Vibe 50 Stratocaster. Let's go! So, welcome back to another video. Today we're checking out this really cool guitar. You know, the Classic Vibe series has always been very popular between guitarists, and especially the Fender-oriented guys and gals, because for kind of an affordable steel guitar, a little bit pricier than the entry-level ones, but you know, in the 400 realm, you could get a really good instrument with basically a upgraded platform, and you could get a really good guitar. The cool thing about last decades of Squier is that most of the things that you were supposed to be upgrading, like the pickups, sometimes the tuners, and maybe the electronics, they basically are good enough. But let me give you the specs. So the 50 Stratocaster has a pine body with a maple neck and a maple fretboard, 21 narrow toe frets, 3 Fender design Alnico single coils, 5-way switch, master volume 2 tones. Here has the classic C-neck profile, a bone nut. The nut width is 42 millimeters. The radius is 9.5 inch. Vintage style tremolo, vintage style tuners, and this particular one is in the two-tone sunburst, which to me always looks classy and, you know, timeless. But the cool thing is that, as you've heard, just from the specs, it's a really well balanced guitar, because just getting a bone nut is not common. But enough talking, let's go straight to how it sounds and then tell you what I think. So, it sounds good, right? It sounds like a Strat, basically. The cool thing about this guitar is that it's a Strat out of the box. If you don't plan on using the tremolo, as you saw, it's a little bit, it affects the tuning stability if you dive bomb it. Of course, if you're gonna use it just to add some texture, some float, that may work, but as it is, it may need a little bit of lubrication. Of course, a setup if you want to keep it floating. But out of the box, if you don't plan on using the bridge, you can go and jam with this guitar and use it live. It's as good as I will do it. The action is, I think, spot on. You could like it a little bit lower, you could like it a little bit higher, but for me, on my Strat is a tiny bit lower, but it's really nice, it's really good. It lets you play effortlessly, but still gives you enough room to have expression on your guitar. It's not set up as a shred and tapping machine, but you can still do that. It's a really well-rounded setup to me, and out of the box, considering the fact that it came from somewhere else, it stayed in tune, it stayed flat. I didn't have to adjust the truss rod, it was good. As this is how it got out of the box. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed. The fret job is really good. I've seen Fenders with more issues than this one. I think they really spent a lot of time in the setup and to make it feel like a good instrument in the hands. The only issue that you may have is the paint job on the neck is a little bit sticky. I don't mind it. It's not an issue for me, but if you plan on keeping this guitar, you can always give it a little bit of rub with some steel wool, and it will get out some of the stickiness without really compromising the finish. You can go, of course, much harder and make it satin with sandpaper, but I think that's a little bit more aggressive, and you really want to keep this guitar. If you plan on maybe reselling it, or you're just not sure, go a little bit easy on the finish. In that case, you can easily buff it out with a little bit of polish. But other than that, I think it's really perfect. I like the pickups. They sound like a Strat. They are not the most amazing pickups in the world, but they sound like a Strat. It's really incredible. All the positions are seems to be the perfect blend of what that position should sound on a Strat. And to have that on a 400 euros guitar, it's pretty amazing. I think that you could justify having this as your main instrument. Maybe you have other guitars, maybe you don't. Even guys that have much more expensive guitars, I've seen them use early Bentons, I've seen them use Squiers on a daily basis, just because if it works, you don't mind it. It gets a little bit of dents if it falls, whatever. It's not that valuable as an instrument, and nobody's gonna steal this. If you bring your 335 or your Les Paul, your very valuable guitars live, you're always worried. Oh my God, I have to keep an eye on it. You show up with this, nobody's gonna steal it, probably. Unless they hear it and then they may think about it, because it really sounds good. It's a really good guitar, and pair with something that makes it shine. Of course, as I always say, you can have a 2,000, 3,000 euros guitar, but if it goes through a bad amp or some bad pedals, but mostly bad amp is usually the culprit, or something that acts like an amp, if you're using digital and you have something that doesn't sound good, whatever the instrument, it's not gonna sound good, just because the audience is hearing that. But if you have a good sound to the audience, or to whatever you're recording, this guitar won't let you down. It really sounds good. If you're searching for a Strat and you don't mind the issues of a vintage-inspired instrument, so no looking tuners, but I don't think it needs them. The tuning stability is pretty good. Bridge is comfortable. The pots work well. The 5-way switch is really, it feels like one of the American ones. I don't know if it is, but it feels like one. It's easy to use, but it doesn't flubby. It's very stable. I like it. Pickups sound good. You may adjust them a little bit to get a little bit more output out of them, but I think as it is, it's a perfect balance between having, you know, articulation, but still having a decent output volume. I don't know, man. They were good before. Nowadays are really good instruments out of the box. I wouldn't upgrade anything here. Maybe the pickups in the future if you really want to. But I mean, out of the box, it's a pretty good guitar. And there are some colors in this range that are really cool, like the green one. Oh, man, I love that. But yeah. So this is it for today. Let me know in the comments what you think. Subscribe if you want to support me. Follow me on Instagram. If you want to support me even more, I have a Patreon link down below. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you in the next one.